Hey everyone, how are you doing? Today's repair is a little different. It's not oriented towards car repairs, but if you have a refrigerator, that's the old style with the freezer on top and the fridge on the bottom, and if you're getting water at the bottom down here by where your vegetable crispers are, or maybe you're getting water on the top shelf, or if you're getting water leaking from the upper part of your refrigerator, it's a real simple fix, kind of a pain in the butt to take all the food out and have to put it in coolers, but it takes maybe half an hour to make this fix. So let's start out with, if you have a Kenmore refrigerator, and it could be any variety. I think most of these refrigerators are the same. But to give you an idea, it's a bottom fridge, top freezer. And if you've got water coming into the fridge, you most likely have a clogged drain tube. And what's going on is when the fridge goes through a defrost cycle, it melts the ice. The ice is supposed to drain out and go into a pan in the bottom of the refrigerator. And normally this water will drain out, or it'll evaporate from a pan that you have under the refrigerator. I know it's pretty dirty, but to give you an idea of the drain tube, that's what comes down from the refrigerator there. Don't be confused if you have another drain tube or a drain plug in the bottom of your refrigerator, which will look like this. If I can get in here, that is a vent, or if you get a lot of water, that will actually drain out too. That is not where the drain tube comes out, everybody. To give you an idea, what you've got in the back of the refrigerator is the drain tube from the freezer, which is this one right here. And then the one I just showed you, that's this right here. That will come from the bottom of the fridge if you have a lot of water, or maybe it's just a vent. But this is what you need to concentrate on. So if this is clogged, this water will go all the way up the tube. It will freeze into the freezer. And then if you notice, you may actually have a bad enough backup where the bottom of your freezer is all iced up and that water can't drain out. So moving on to the repair, it's fairly simple. You're going to use an 8mm socket, and that will work for all the bolts. If you have an ice maker in yours, this is old style, you'll have 2 holes at the top and 1 hole at the bottom. Simply take those bolts out, keep them aside, and then take the ice maker out. You will have an electric plug on the back of this, which is this plug right here. Disconnect it by lifting up this tab and pulling the plug out. You can take the ice maker out. I'll caution you, this tray may be full of water. Don't tip it over inside the freezer. You'll dump water everywhere. Dump it out in your kitchen sink, set it aside. Then, in the back, you'll have a shroud that will cover up the fan and blow the air down to the bottom of the fridge. This tab lifts up and out. Try not to break off the tabs. As you can see, I did break one of them off. There's one good one, and the other one is broke here. And then you'll have the tabs at the bottom where this goes into the holes for the refrigerator. Take the shroud out, set that aside. In the back, you will have the rear plate. It might be plastic, it might be metal. You'll have 2 8mm bolts, one there, one there. Take those out, set them aside. That'll be these little guys right here. Then, lift up. I've already removed it, so I'm just showing you guys. Lift it up, take it out. Be careful, don't bend any of the fins on the coil back there. Set that aside. Here's where I gotta tell you guys, be real careful. Don't try to take this coil out. Here's why. The coils that come from the back of the refrigerator come through the rear wall, and they don't have plugs on them. These are a hard mount. If you pull and torque on this, chances are you'll break these, and then you'll be getting a new refrigerator. So what you do is look for the drain plug or the drain hole, which is right there. If yours is backed up and clogged, all this will be full of water. Maybe the whole bottom of your freezer will be full. But what we're going to concentrate on is how to get that hole cleared. Don't take a coat hanger or a wire, unless you've got a really long one, and try to find the hole, because this metal plate then goes down through the plastic plate in the bottom and then all the way down into the tube. It's a lot easier. Just leave that there. and then go to the back of the fridge. And you can try a couple things. If you don't have a lot of ice, maybe a simple hairdryer will do the trick. You can blow the hairdryer either right onto the hole. Be careful with water, electricity and water, you know the story. Come to the back of the fridge. You can try to heat up the back with the hairdryer. Probably not going to work because that metal plate's not right up against the drain tube. You can try using the hairdryer at the bottom, which I'm using my wife's hairdryer. Don't anybody say anything. I'll probably be on the couch if she finds out I'm using her hairdryer for this. But you can try to blow some hot air up here. This tube is fairly rigid. You may bend it, which no harm, no foul. It still drains. But don't break this off, otherwise you'll have to get a new tube or maybe just put a rubber grommet on it and extend the tube down to the tray. But the best thing I found that works is get your air compressor, put your air blower on it, and just put this in the tube. And it will make a mess. Just put this in the tube, and I'm trying to do this one-handed. And it'll blow all the ice out the other end on the inside. That's it. Once you do that, you will have a lot of water flowing out here. Yeah, as you see, my pan filled up a little bit. And then it's simply a matter of mop up the water and put it all back together. So be careful. If I didn't tell you already, make sure you got it unplugged from the wall. That's to the other freezer. That's not to the fridge. So make sure you have it unplugged because you don't want to get any live wire. There is 120 volts going to the fridge. So again, just take the back plate off. Try to see how much water you got in there, and then use an air blower, and you're done. Put it back together, and your fridge will be working. Mop it out, and the best thing you can do to keep the fridge from clogging up again, what I like to do is I'll pour just a very slight mix of bleach, and maybe 1 part bleach, 10 parts water, and just pour that down the hole, and that'll keep that drain tube from having any debris in it. If you don't want to do that, that's fine, but I think that what happens is if you get too much in your freezer, or you have too much, if you set it too cold, that tube may ice up. Maybe you got a low refrigerant problem. That's another whole video. I won't get into that here. But for whatever reason, if you've got ice, all you got to do is make sure you get that hole cleared and you're good to go. If you guys liked the video, give me a thumbs up. As usual, thank you everybody for watching. I really appreciate all my subscribers. Those of you who are new to the channel, thank you for subbing. I appreciate it. Much love to you guys. Peace. Have a good summer.